Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn. Hey, Lynn's friends. Hey, y'all. I missed y'all so much. I am so happy to be here. Let me tell y'all something. Life is lifing, but life is always good. Thank y'all for being here. I am so excited about my guest today, y'all. I don't know if y'all ready, but y'all better grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your wine, whatever you need to do, baby. Because this conversation is about to give you the lessons that you didn't even know you needed. Okay. I am just so excited. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, make sure you share, like, because y'all know, help me with my black job, y'all. Now, come on now. Support a sister. I appreciate everyone that's shown love from the day ones, all my supporters. I am just overwhelmed with all of the just gratitude in itself. I just love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Thanks for all the comments, all of everything that you do. I see you. I see each and every one of you, and I appreciate you. So, how is everybody doing? I want everyone to let me put the the comments on. I really love participation. Y'all know that. So if you have questions, if we have time, my guest and I, we would come back and answer any questions if possible, if time permits. But y'all, thank y'all for being here. And if you are on here, I want to know where you are clocking in from, where you clocking in. So please put that in the chat as well. I would love to see that as well. So y'all know I'm a little tech challenged, but I got it today, child. I got it today. I'm trying to make sure everything is good and everything is working properly, child. So we are good. Everything is set, and we, baby, I'm so excited. Y'all don't understand. Y'all do not understand. I'm a Leo. 100%. 100%. And my guest is too, child. So y'all know this is about to be fire. Y'all get it together, y'all. Go get a snack, grab a snack, get you something to drink, do whatever you got to do. Tell a friend to watch in and clock in with us. So let's go. This guest today, she is a wife. She's a boss. She's a new mother. She is all that. She is doing everything, and she is making it look good. When she walks in the room, y'all know how everybody turn heads when the Leo come. Y'all know that. So she is doing it gracefully. I cannot wait to talk to her and just hear the ins and outs. I just love all of this. So, friends, please help me welcome to this virtual stage, honey, Christa Breanne. Oh! Honey, let's go.
Hey, girl.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. You are just glowing.
Oh,
So I was like, oh my God, my Leo sister has to be here.
yes.
All of you guys that don't know, we met in Cabo years ago. I don't even know what year that was. Do you remember?
It was like 4 years ago,
Okay.
I think.
Okay. So for those who do not know, just tell the people a little bit about yourself, where you from, what you do, just whatever you want to share.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for the intro, first of all. My name is Christa. I am a attorney. I practice in Washington, D.C. I work for the government, the federal government. I just had a little baby boy. He just turned 1 on the 11th, my little Gemini baby. He adds a lot of spice to my life.
I love
Married for, oh gosh, my husband's watching and he's about to sit and clock me on Clock In with Lynn. We got married in 2018. Okay, we're just gonna put that number out there.
Okay.
So we've been married for a little while now, and yeah, I'm a DC/Maryland native. So born, raised, grew up in this area. And again, I met my good Leo sister on vacation, and we travel in packs. So once we met, it was like locked in.
Exactly. Yes. I
Yes.
love that. I remember when I met y'all, I was like, oh, they just a perfect, just both just fly, beautiful couple. Just, y'all know those couples when they just walk in the room, everybody look, that was them.
Oh,
Beautiful, beautiful couple. So
oh.
how did you guys meet? How did you meet your husband? Just tell me, how
Oh,
did you meet him?
okay. Fun story. So, I was going to school in Baltimore. He
Okay.
was friends with someone who went to school there, and I saw him at a off-campus party.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought he looked good. So I walked up to him and I was like, "You are sexy," and walked away. And so later in the night, he circled back around and found me. We danced a little bit, exchanged numbers, and the rest was history.
I love that. And I love, because a lot of, this day and age, the modern day dating and all of those things. So women are not comfortable with approaching men or, I say old school.
Yeah.
Maybe the modern day is more about approaching. So how did you feel like that was, I guess I'm trying to say, do you feel like that's something that more women need to do, is to do the more of the approaching? Or do you think you guys were just some type of, like a soul, like y'all just connected and that was your thing?
Yeah. I think that for us, it really worked because my personality is very like outgoing and I can talk to anybody on the street
Right.
easily. He's a lot more laid back. So I think for our dynamic, it worked out really well.
Okay.
I talked to a lot of my like single friends about this. And I'm like, girl, you need to go talk to him.
Yeah.
But if you want a traditional situation, if you kind of put yourself and do what I did, you might not end up enjoying your experience with this man, because that's not you. It's not what you like at your core, what you wanted, and like how you want a man to kind of approach you. So I had to kind of like understand that was just my way. And I do think it had its benefits because I do think it's like, ladies, we know what we want. Sometimes the fellas, they'll start, they'll talk to five ladies in the same room because they're just trying their hand. Whereas like a lady, you might see a guy and you're like, I want that one. So I think that it does have its benefits if you're, bold enough and ballsy enough to try it, but you got to be okay with rejection too. So
Right. But I feel like that's our Leo. We're not scared to talk to nobody, and we're not scared of rejection because we're like, okay, if it was rejection, that mean that wasn't you, and that's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So honestly, I remember you telling me this story in Cabo, and I was just like fascinated with it because I'm like, you better go, girl. You wouldn't got here. I loved it because everybody can't do that. So I really, really admired that about you, just the confidence that you had. And look at y'all. Look at y'all. Married baby, honey, y'all do all of it. So I appreciate that. And I was just going to ask you, I know that you went through, like, having your child. Tell us a little bit about the journey of you having your baby boy Solomon, right?
Yes, Solomon, yeah, the fourth. He's the fourth
Ooh, the
one.
fourth.
Four, yes.
It was beautiful.
Yes. So we had, I think around like 2020, we had originally started trying because I wanted to finish with law school and like have that chapter closed and not feel like I was trying to juggle too much. So once I finished with law school, graduated, passed the bar, and was working, then I was like, okay, now we can really, try for a baby. And like as women, when you're trying a little bit later in life, and I say later in life, I'm not like old per se, but like as a woman, your biological clock, the older you get, the trickier sometimes it can be to get pregnant. So we had started around 2020 and got pregnant, miscarriage, got pregnant again later that year, another miscarriage. And that miscarriage did not expel on its own. So I actually had to take what you would think of as abortion medicine. It's a pill to help pass the remaining fetus, whatever, and expel that from my body. And I think that process, some kind of way, things got a little bit mixed up. My body didn't react well to it. And after that, for 3 years after that, I was unable to get pregnant. We had gone to several fertility specialists. They did a bunch of tests and they're like, oh, you don't have a problem. You can get pregnant. You have to go through IVF because your fallopian tubes are blocked. Okay. So the sperm can't meet the egg and therefore this is why you're having issues. But everything else looks great. So we're just going to do IVF. And I'm like, great. So who's got 20K, 30K to like pass off to us so we can do IVF? Instead of them trying to say, you know what, let's try to figure out how we can unblock your tubes. That way you can get pregnant on your own. You can conceive naturally without having to have medication or, science to step in.
Right.
So after 3 years, pretty much, of us going to specialists, getting different opinions, we were pretty much at the point of like, we're just going to have to save up to do IVF. I Googled, shout out to Google, this doctor who specialized in fertility and mostly really just specialized in like unconventional approaches. Okay. And wanted to look more at you as a whole person and try to figure out, well, why are your tubes blocked? I mean, you on paper look perfectly healthy and should be able to conceive on your own. These doctors in these fertility clinics, they want your money. So they're not going to try to diagnose the problem. They're just going to tell you, you could go this other route and then you can have a baby that way, $20,000 later. Oof. So I was like, well, you know what? This is a little bit of a Hail Mary. He suggested we do this procedure. He was going to go take a look at my tubes and kind of check everything out. And after I came out of the surgery, he goes, yeah, unblock your tubes. Everything's fine. Like after 3 years of,
are you kidding me?
Searching for answers. And like at this point, this was in June of 2023. At this point, I'm like, this isn't going to work because it's been 3 years of us trying. Right. And literally October of that year, we found out we were pregnant. And I'm like, listen, Dr. Hawa has got magical hands. I'm telling anybody and everybody in the DMV area, if you are having some kind of like fertility concerns, I absolutely recommend going to see him because he helped us get to where we are today.
I love that so much. And I know that was hard. I know that was tough going through that. And just, I couldn't even imagine, I opt out about having a kid because because I grew up with, sisters having children young. And I always wanted to find a man that had children already. So
okay,
amazing stepkids. So hearing your story it just really touched me because I know it wasn't easy and it was you going through it. So what made you not give up on it? Because I know so many women these days, they go through it and it's like, you know what? From finances just to like the physical part, like all you have to do is what kept you just going?
So one of the things was I was a part of this group on Facebook.
Okay.
Listen, if I don't know nothing else about life at this point, is that there's a group on Facebook for everything.
Everything.
Like
Everything.
everything. So I'm on
Everything.
Facebook, and I was a part of this fertility support group for women in the DMV area, and like seeing people, and it at one point it almost felt a little unhealthy for me because you're checking it like every day. You're like looking to see what people are saying, who they're recommending, who you should go see. Did you do this test? So I would see people documenting their journey all day long, every day for like 2 years straight.
Wow.
And as I'm collecting information, because I almost approached it like I was in law school again. Like
Okay.
I am information gathering right now. I'm like trying to absorb as much information as I need to know about this process, what steps I need to take, and feeling like I can exhaust all my options. And so I feel like it was helpful for me to see other people going through the same thing
Right.
and being like tuned in with the community that's specific to what I needed at that time. And also, one of the big things that like the way that I live my life is no regrets.
Oh.
You lock in, you push through, and like I don't know if I want to go to law school, but like do I hear people in their older age in life, might be in their like 60s or whatever, and who talk about I regret that I didn't do this, or I regret that I didn't try that. And like, I don't know what it feels like to be 60 living with regret, but I will know that I won't be 60 living with regret because I'm going to do it now. So I'm like, I got one chance for these ovaries to do what they're supposed to do, these tubes to work the way they're supposed to work. I have this window of time, and I'm going to literally go as hard as I can until I can't. And that was like the mindset that I had.
You better, girl. Woo! Let me tell you something. Congratulations to you for
Thank you, girl.
going through this and looking this good going through it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Kudos to you and your husband and your beautiful baby boy.
Yeah, thank you.
And just thinking about all the things that you've gone through, what are some things that you do for you though? Like your self-care? Like how do you whew, girl, just I couldn't even imagine. So how do you keep yourself together? Do you have any type of self-care regimens? Is there anything that you know that you have to do on a daily basis? What do you want to share in that regard?
Yeah, so I always keep my nail appointment. Like I am getting out the house and I am having, 2 to 3 hours to myself at the nail salon where I'm probably going to kiki on the phone with a friend the whole time. Like that is something that I absolutely make sure I keep a part of my routine. I literally just planned today a spa day with my girls for my birthday. I'm like, this is for me, but whoever wants to come, I want y'all to come and like it'd be a girls' day. But if even if it's literally just me there, I went by myself the first year that I decided I was gonna do spa day for my birthday, and it was so nice. The next year, my cousin went with me, and this year I'm like, all the girls, bring all the girls, bring your girls. Like we're gonna have a day to ourselves in the middle of the week, take off of work, like let the man pick up the babies from daycare, like have a moment. So I feel like that those are things that I have to now schedule because of the baby.
Yes.
And be mindful about my time. But outside of that, my husband also does a great job of just, do you need a second? Like you want to go to happy hour with your friends? Go. I'm good for taking a nap on the weekend. I'm like, y'all okay down here? I'm gonna go upstairs and take a nap. Like I need 45 minutes and then I'm gonna be great after that, and you can go take your break. So I think we're having to learn how to compromise our time a little bit more so that we can both make sure we're getting what we need as individuals, but also kind of still having to come back as parents to this young child that needs us literally all the time.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I have so many things, but I want to talk about this because I loved you speaking on your husband. Even when you was talking to him, your eyes lit up.
Oh.
And I love I'm an advocate for Black love. I just love Black love. I think it's insanely incredible. I love it. So how do you keep, I know being a new mom, I know you working hard, I know you know doing all the things you do. How do you keep, without being, you don't gotta tell us all your business, but how do you keep the spark with your husband? Like, is there anything that you guys do, or I mean, just give us something light.
Yeah.
Is there something like some type of balance with him to make, to reassure him? And kudos to you, hubby. Kudos to you, hubby, for giving her the breaks that she needs.
Okay,
We
he's probably
you
putting the baby to bed as we speak.
on. Oh, don't let me come through this. We just virtual. I love hearing that, because I know so many women that do not get help from their husbands.
Oh, they're single mothers in a marriage.
Yeah, they're single mothers in a marriage. I hear it all the time, and my heart just sinks.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It is just, it's very hurtful. So
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear. And even though I knew he was there, I saw how y'all was, y'all was the couple in Cabo, child. So
Aww.
I know he is there, and I love that support, and I love seeing that. That just makes my heart smile.
Yeah.
And how do you guys balance that with, yeah, the baby is here, but at the same time, we have to make sure we assure each other. You know, because life be life.
Yeah.
Is there anything that y'all do routinely, or is anything that you want to recommend to other women or other wives, or anything that you want to share about that?
Yeah. So we love a board game. Like, we love to play games, and like, you can go in our basement and there's a shelf that's like, or this like bookshelf that's full of games. So when the baby goes to sleep on the weekend, like after 8:30, we're pulling out a bottle of whatever your spirit of choice is, and we're playing a game. And we're doing the things that prior to the baby brought us joy and like connected us. So I would say that that's something, now that we're kind of in more of a routine, he goes to bed at a, certain time. I would say that's something that has helped to kind of keep things enjoyable between us. I think we're still trying to get into a flow of like what a date night could look like, because now we have to figure out logistics of babysitter. So that's been a little bit of a learning curve for us. But I know for my birthday coming up, I'm like, I don't know where this baby's going to be, but he's going to be at somebody's grandma's house. And one of the grandmas, okay, auntie, somebody. I love my son. I don't want to see him at all that weekend. So I'm hoping like moments, like planning moments like that are intentional for us to just be together and kind of reconnect in the space that we were used to being in pre-baby. I think that helps. And I will say, Solomon, dad, both of my husband is the third. He's very good about reaffirming to me, like, you're doing a great job as a mom. And like that, he brings me flowers home. He can see when I'm stressed out. And so he's a really, really, really good partner and steps in. And I think that also helps keep the love flowing continually between us.
Good. Thank you, Solomon. We love that. Oh my God, girl, that's so good, and that's so good to hear. Because, like I said, I just know so many people that they don't have that support.
Yeah.
So I love to see that. I love to see that. That is so amazing.
Yeah.
And what is something that with everything you've gone through, being a mother, being a boss, being a wife, all of those things, what is something that you are proud of yourself? Like, is it anything? Because I know how we are. We're Leos are very hard on ourselves, because we kind of want to be perfectionists, even though we know we ain't perfect, but we close to it. So, what is one thing that you are so proud of yourself? Like anything that you're proud of?
So I think that something I'm proud of that I didn't necessarily think about until we're talking now. I'm proud of the fact that like something, so like when I was younger, you know, somebody gets on your nerves or pisses you off, or your partner pisses you off, and you're ready to go to 10. You know, you're like maybe flying off the handle, or the way you react to situations is a little bit crazy and irrational and wild. I do think that there are moments that you could absolutely take me back to that place. But I like to think that now something that I'm proud of is that I try to lead with a calmer response. And I think that that has helped me professionally. It's helped me in my relationship with my partner. It's helped me in my friendships. And it just overall has allowed me to have more peace in my life. And I'm proud of the person that I am at this age to be able to have the perspective enough to understand, like, I don't have to act like that anymore. That wasn't serving me then. And it absolutely won't serve me now. And actually, this space right now is better for me. So I would like to encourage people to, you know, really think about how you handle situations and really tap into self-control, tap into evaluating if your emotions are leading you or whether ration is leading you. Growth, absolutely. I see you, Nicole. Yes.
Yes, girl. And that's so, it's so true, because life is just a journey. Even like anything we go through, the ups and downs, everything is a lesson to be learned in anything that we go through. And it's just a part of it. It's just a part of it. And I kind of want to go a little bit back about motherhood a little bit.
Okay.
Because that is a huge celebration for you. And I just want to ask you, what is something that was more sort of like shocking for you, as that surprised you in motherhood? Like, was there any part of motherhood that completely surprised you, shocked you? Like, I didn't know this was this. So,
shocked me. Well, this is like very soon after I gave birth, but it shocked me how painful breastfeeding is. So I feel like a lot of people think about how scary possibly delivery is, and like delivery itself is a very, you know, serious, it can be major surgery for some people if you're getting a C-section. Like, it is a stressful, overwhelming, chaotic experience. But I feel like there's so much attention on the delivery part of it all that the breastfeeding part I felt was much more painful. It was a much harder experience for me than even the delivery. Like,
how long did you breastfeed?
I think I breastfed for 6 months.
Okay.
6 months. And that was my decision to stop was, one, it was starting. I told my husband, if this starts to weigh on my mental health and I feel that my mental health is declining, I'm going to stop. That I want to be a happy mom at the end of the day. He'll be fed and he'll be okay, regardless of whether it's from the boob or whether it's from formula. So, and that was something that like Dad Solomon was 100% on board with. So when I went back to work, or I knew I was going back to work, I'm like, I'm not dragging all these pumps around. I'll do it for a little bit, but like, we're going to transition off of this. So, you know, my double D's went back down to these little bitty B's, but you know, it's okay. So ladies, if you want to breastfeed, you won't get some nice jugs on you, but they will go away.
But and they do say that breastfeeding like builds the it strengthens the kid's immune system too.
Yeah. That's what they say. But girl, Listen, and in the same breath, the moms will tell you the kid that's on the floor, you know, licking their boogers or something. You won't know at the end of the day whether they were breastfed or formula fed. They all do the same nasty stuff. They all get into the same stuff, and they all are just fine.
That is crazy funny. Oh my God. Girl, you do it all. What do you not do? All the
Rest.
like
That's what I don't do. Rest.
That's crazy. So for anyone that's out here looking to, you know, there's women that want to be moms, that want to be wives. Is there any advice you want to give these young women about any of that, like being a wife, being a mom, or anything that you would like to share with us?
Yeah. So I feel like as far as finding a partner, so being a, you know, if being a wife is something you desire, I feel like based on what I've seen from like the people in my circle and just like observing other people as well,
Okay.
the time to really lock in with someone is when you're young, kind of around that college age frame. Not to say that you can't partner with someone later in life, but the time where you have a lot of options and you're in the space where you're seeking someone and someone is seeking you, even if you all don't have your life figured out all the way because you're still developing and growing, you're both more open to developing and growing together. And I feel like that was something that worked well with Solomon and I because we were both still building. And I see now that like the ladies that I consider to be my closer friends, they're built. They have like what they want out of life, or they have, or, you know, some of the things that they want out of life. And they're not in the spaces where they're meeting men, you know, kind of seeking a stable situation, or that are, you know, they're just playing the field. Like the guys are kind of just playing around.
Yeah.
Versus kind of like that college age where people are still playing around, but they're also very open.
Mm-hmm.
To something kind of committed, and you're young enough where you have time to kind of date. Maybe things didn't really work out too well. You kind of step away, but then you come back together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I would recommend to younger women, is that really take advantage of building, but also playing the field while you're in a space where it's okay to kind of make mistakes, play, you know, date different guys, and then see, okay, this one looks like he's about something. Maybe I want to kind of lock in with him a little bit. So
I think that's true, because I feel like a lot of different cultures and other races or whatever, they really lock in during college.
yeah.
And I'm not a big person on anybody being married in their 20s.
Right.
But I can say this: you can have a relationship and y'all may come back and revisit it.
Right.
Like, get together and know, oh, I kind of like you. We go do our thing and we may come back together if we're meant to be together. So I do feel like, I think that's what we drop the ball a lot. We build, especially Black women. We just build.
Yeah.
We don't think about a man.
Yeah.
So, I know that other cultures, and me being around, I was always in all my school life, like predominantly white schools. They were very focused in finding the husbands young. But the only thing about that, I just feel like when you're in the 20s, you get married, all them husbands be cheating now.
Yeah.
They don't know who they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is what I tell my girls, my mentees. I'm like, you can find them in your 20s. You can. They'd be like, oh, we like each other, but go outside, do your thing, and y'all may come back together if y'all meant to be together. So no, I really, I remember this too. I remember a lot of people that I went to school with. They used to always, the mothers, the parents used to be like, you better have a ring by spring. That was the culture, though.
Yes.
We didn't. We never heard that.
Well, right. And that's what you were saying, like in the Black community, I feel like it's pushed for women. Because I think we are one of the highest degree holding like demographics, Black women specifically.
Absolutely. Masters, PhDs, all that.
Yeah. And so that is a part of our culture, that we're just very like, performance driven, and the like love part of it all feels like it's gotten lost in the mix. And so I do think that some kind of way we need to figure out how to reintegrate that back. And we also need the brothers to be seeking a Black woman, that they need to not be playing around as much as they're playing around. So, even like, my husband, I'm like, you're in the generation now where you got to start talking to the younger men and letting them know, like, this is how you treat a woman. You could play around a little bit, but like, don't treat somebody the way that you wouldn't want to be treated ultimately.
Absolutely. I love that. I just think everything, you're everything that a woman stands for. You just beauty, brains.
Oh.
Like, I'm telling you, girl, I love you. And is there anything that you want to share or talk about before we like end? I think we have, because
So I was just gonna say, one, I wanted to shout out my community of family and friends, because a lot of what I said, and that, the person that I am, how I show up and things like that, are because I've got a awesome group of people around me, like, look, you're reaching out to me like, hey girl, you free to do this? Like, come on. Like, the people that I have in my circle ride hard for me, for my family, allow us the flexibility to live the life that we want to live. So first, I want to say thank you to all of my family and friends. And second, I wanted to say that, I love how much you are loving on me, but I want to also say that behind closed doors, there are a lot of moments where, I am struggling at times with my mental health. I am struggling to,
I think we forgot to talk about that, actually.
to balance things. And, the highlight reel that you see, for every single person, for all of those highlights, there are also struggles that you don't see. So just because that's not, mainstream and things look put together, there are moments that, we've had to work through in our marriage. There are moments that, and still do, that it's a continual process of us just being like, I got on your nerves today, but like, how can we work through this so that this issue doesn't resurface again? And even with parenting, like balancing that, there are days where I'm like, I feel like if I don't take a shot right now, I'm going to like explode, because I'm trying to process too many different things at one time. Is the baby fit? Is his doctor's appointments? I gotta cook dinner. I gotta like wash the laundry. The dog needs to be let out. Like, and all of those things are racing through my mind. And so I just feel like there are a lot of moments where I get to reflect on, I am doing well, but I have moments just like everybody else. And I think I've gotten better at this age in my life to tell people, even at work. I know sometimes they're like, "Oh, this lady is crazy," but like, I tell them, not today. Like, do not come in here with this crazy energy, all this rah rah rah, or everybody's in a good mood at work. I'm not. My son did not sleep all night. I'm sleep deprived. I have no issues with anyone here today. However, you're not getting the best version of me, and I don't want to take that out on you. So just give me a moment. So I think that just being able to be tuned in with where I'm at, communicating that, especially to my partner, who checks in all the time. Sometimes it bothers me, but he'll, are you okay? I'm like, yes, just give me a second. Is something that I'm still working on, and how to kind of process all the thoughts that are constantly running through my mind, and kind of settle my mind at times when I feel like, even though I've done all these things, I still have more to do. So that's a constant struggle for me at times, but I know that I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in. And I think I lead with, like what you were saying, with gratitude, and kind of have that at the forefront of my mind. But you still have to be real about just needing to you know, you need help sometimes. Like, I'm struggling today. I need a little bit of help.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. And thank you so much for sharing that. Like, you probably don't even know there's so many women that you're probably helping right now, because a lot of times women don't want to talk about that. Everybody want to look like they all put together, it's all
Yeah.
done, things together, you know. But this is why I wanted to do Clock In with Lynn, because I wanted it to be where we have these deep conversations. So
Yeah.
it's not something that we're hiding. Like, let's talk about it. I'm
Yeah.
one of those that I love to be a part of the solution and not the problem.
Yes.
So I think the more we talk about it, the more
Mm-hmm.
we discuss it, the more
Mm-hmm.
we put it out here on the table. This is what it is. How can we fix this puzzle
Yeah.
together? How can
Yeah.
we support each other? Like, this is what it is, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, I had so many people when I was going through my fertility journey reach out to me like in DMs that people I knew, but I didn't know were having for their own fertility journey. And just to tell me, like, thank you so much for sharing. Like, I'm going through something similar. I'm starting IVF treatment, you know, in the fall or whatever. And I'm like, girl, be loud about it, you know, like tell somebody, you know, yeah, church like neighbor, hey neighbor, like tell somebody, you know, but you can't tell people to do that with their life.
Right.
But to your point, it's like we live in our bubble of, you know, our own issues, thinking that we cannot connect, or no one will care about our struggle, or we just internalize what we're going through. And I found that when you talk about it, not only do you feel better, but a lot of the positions that I've been in life have been because I opened my mouth and started talking. Then somebody was like, oh, like when I was working for my previous job, before I was an attorney, the office that I was in, I was doing like audits. And the guy who worked, he was like the big boss at the time in my organization. He found out I was about to graduate law school, because I told them, I said, y'all send out emails congratulating people when they graduate and whatever. I graduated law school and I haven't gotten a single email from y'all. I was being funny. And he was like, oh, you're about to graduate? And at this time, I had no legal job lined up. And I felt a little way about that. You know, I felt somewhat subconscious of like, everybody else has a job straight out of law school. Here I'm about to be in the same office. And from me saying that to him, like a week later, he came back and he was like, you want to work in the office with the attorneys? And I was like, yes. And literally, he moved me to the other office. I was there in like an analyst position until I passed the bar. And then when I passed the bar, I was immediately converted to an attorney, like on payroll. And so that's just one example. But I'm like, what's the saying? Closed mouths don't get fed. You have to talk about like where all our shared experiences. You're not going through nothing that nobody else is going through. Talk to somebody and let people know like what's up with you, what's going on, because chances are, if Lynn can't help me, Lynn might know somebody that does know somebody that can put me in touch with what I need to know. So, you know, community is everything, and being able to be transparent about what you're going through, I think really will put you in a good spot if you allow it.
I love it. That's 100% true. I love all of that. That's child. Okay. And I know we're about to wrap up, but I have to ask. I'm gonna ask two more questions.
Yes.
Because we've talked about, and I hope everyone has enjoyed what we're talking about. And I love your transparency. Thank you for that. Like I said, you probably don't even know, but you're going to probably touch so many women out there that has gone through all the things you're going through. You're strong. You just soaring, looking good, doing it, and chop. It's good. It's just so good. So I gotta, since we have had very strong conversations, I gotta bring a light, child. I gotta bring a little light. So I was gonna ask you something funny.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you. So what's your go-to fake excuse when you don't want to do something? Like, is it something you always say? I know you don't blame it on Solomon, do you? The baby.
Baby Solomon.
You probably blame it on the baby. Is there any go-to or anything like that when somebody call you and you want to do, they want you to do something, you just like, you can do it because you can, like, maybe Big Solomon got Little Solomon, but you just like, I don't feel like doing it and I don't want to do it.
Girl, Lynn, oh my gosh. So this is tricky. I know you wanted it to be light, but I don't think this is a light answer.
Okay, well, okay, I'm gonna ask you another one then.
Okay.
If you won the lotto, if you won the lottery, but you only have, let me see, if you won the lottery and you had to spend all the money on one thing.
Oh. What am I spending?
What would it be?
I'm spending all the money on one thing.
And we're gonna say $50 million.
$50 million, and I can only spend it on one thing.
Okay, maybe that's too much. $5 million.
Okay, a chill five. A chill five.
Okay.
So tell me if this is breaking the rules. I'm going to spend it on like a vacation pack, some kind of like timeshare package or something, so I could just keep accessing vacations. I don't want to have to like pull money for vacations. I just want to be able to have access to this vacation account and just go on vacation as much as I want to go on vacation.
I'm going to say that's absolutely 100% 1,000 fair.
Okay.
You love a vacation, child.
Yes. I don't want to
call me. They used to be like, why don't you get into travel? Because you travel all the time. I haven't traveled a lot because I'm so busy. But for the last 10, 15 years, I was traveling before social media, child.
Yes.
Like, I feel like a lot of times social media brought everybody traveling. But child, I was traveling so I can post.
Girl, listen.
So I think that is amazing. No, I love that because traveling is so therapeutic and it's just amazing.
You need to reset.
Mm-hmm. So I am so thankful for you today.
Thank you.
I love this conversation. Shout out to all the Solomons out there, the babies. Y'all thing. Mm-hmm. I have to have you back. We're going to do a recap later on. But I'm very, very excited. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for being here because I know you got a busy schedule, child. And
thank you.
Girl, you put us on the thing to get on here, child. So thank you so much.
Oh, and thank you to all my friends and my husband that's in the chat.
Yes. Oh, let me make sure there's no questions though for you. Hold on.
Okay. But
thanks everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and share and do all of the, we got some, everybody was, okay. Girl, we just talking. I ain't see none of this.
I didn't see any questions.
But thanks to everybody. Oh, yeah, I see. Oh, yeah, I think everybody was just giving us some kudos. Let's run through. That's a word. Yep, they say you got a good testimony. I love that.
Yes.
Bro. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much. And I wish you all the best. All the, I love you, child.
Thank you, girl. Love you too, my little sis.
Yes. So have a beautiful night. Tell everybody I said hello. Thank you, Big Solomon. Let her be on here today. And I appreciate you. Thank you for all the gems you dropped today. And God bless you.
You too.
Love you. Bye. Bye, honey bun. Welcome to Clock In with Lynn.